Hey there, welcome to Millennium Milestone Presents, a site dedicated to storytelling in books, movies, video games, and other exciting genres. Today we're diving back into the gritty streets of Hell's Kitchen with Daredevil Born Again, Episode 7. So we're going in blind, pun intended. Let's break it down, what worked, what didn't, and where this wild ride's taking us next. Stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's get started. On one note though, real quick, my bad folks, last week I called Episode 5 by the wrong title, David vs. Goliath, instead of his actual title, With Interest. So yeah, I'm that genius who sees Matt swinging at Fisk and thinks Bible fan fiction. Clearly my law degree from School of Oops did not help me out here. So let's move on before I rename Episode 7, Daredevil Does Taxes. Alright, Episode 6 left us with Matt Murdock back in Red Horn searching for Angela, Muse painting the town bloody, and Fisk's empire teetering on the edge, or so we thought. We'll get into that later. In Episode 7's For Art's Sake, picks up with Angela rescued from the grip of Muse and recovering in a hospital. Matt returns home to dress his wounds from his confrontation with Muse. Heather walks in, sees his bruises, and questions him about it, which he, of course, dismisses. Later at the office, Cherry confronts him about his vigilantism, and Matt asks him for his help, but of course, Cherry refuses to do so, do the legwork, forcing Matt to do the legwork for him. Great character arc there. Meanwhile, at the Fisk bullpen, that is the mayor's office, which could have been done in one scene instead of 3 scenes of dialogue meandering to the same point, Fisk is informed of the investigation into Muse and finds out that Matt has returned to his daredevil ways. He launches his vigilante task force to apprehend Muse. After getting whatever clues Angela could provide, he returns to Muse's lair in the subway to find any clues to his whereabouts. He happens upon some of Muse's paintings and realizes that some of them were portraits of Heather, who is in a therapy session with him, not realizing his true motives. Great detective work there, I guess. It would seem that Muse is a fan obsessed with her as his next victim. Matt heads back to confront Muse in another battle that ends with him being shot by Heather, who is hospitalized. At the end of the episode, Fisk has his task force given credit for taking out Muse, though it was Heather that did it. Vanessa earlier had a meeting with Luca, who was offered an opportunity to rid of her husband and get things back to the way it was under the criminal empire that he had. Luca later is given the opportunity to kill Fisk at a private restaurant, only to be double-crossed and shot by Buck Cashman. The end? Well, that's the recap for this episode. What were the best parts that I thought were there? Well, gonna have to be honest, they were far and few. While the tension of Muse in the same room with Heather was dramatic, the minute he demanded that she call him Muse took me out of the moment. At that point, he was just a common thug to me with a taekwondo background. His monologue about his parents and his coach sounded like a local theater stage performance than anything of substance. The fight between Daredevil was with action and was exciting for the most part, even with the twist of Heather being the one to kill him. But I had to say that this left me with that same feeling when Darth Maul was taken out in The Phantom Menace. Disappointed. Muse was an excellent new villain for Daredevil and felt very underutilized, taking on the story quickly as a rushed plot. It felt like a CW villain of the week moment revisit, just literally underwhelming. Fisk finally shows some life in his dark persona as the Kingpin by at least eliminating Luca, but it comes so late in the game when we could have had a lot of this done in earlier episodes. Most of the time we spend with the Fisk is in the mayor's office just having dialogue with inconsequential characters to the plot. This Kingpin is what we wanted finally, but we're getting a slow roast of his story arc right now. Overall, for this particular episode, it was very mediocre with no real developments. Muse is dead, Fisk is still mayor, Matt is still Daredevil. No real change in dynamic. We still have not had any follow-up to Foggy's death. What secret was he keeping from Matt to protect the client he had? Is Bullseye returning? Karen's absence is sorely missed. Why is she not looking into it? Does she not care? This was the same Karen that would put herself in harm's way to get the truth about anything. Why write her out of the show when she was a gem on the OG series? These dollar store versions of Foggy and Nelson bring nothing to the story. For me, this episode left me as good a feeling of Billy Cub would give me to my chest right now. The writing in this swinging for the fences and missing a whole lot the whole way through. Where's this season headed at this point, now that we've gotten this far in the series with only 2 episodes left? If I were to guess, Fisk is going to go forth with his original plans to stop him until a new obstacle gets in his way. Matt has not had any real repercussions yet, so I'm guessing something will come along the pipeline that'll change all that. Will the writers of this show have something written clever to up the stakes? With only 2 episodes left, the pressure's on. Will it stick at the landing or tumble off the rooftop? What do you guys think? Drop your comments below and let me know where you think this show is headed. Like, share, and subscribe, and you best better believe I'll be back.